Jorge Masvidal was on the MMA Hour today, and he talked about coming back to combat sports in some way, shape, or form. Frankly, I don't care, and I didn't listen to the full interview because, like a lot of the fans who watched this interview, as you can see by the amount of dislikes, I'm pretty much sick of Jorge Masvidal. His incredibly forced gangster persona, and I know he came from the streets, but the way that he over exaggerates it in the sport when he just turned out to be a fighter who became a diva as soon as he started making money, it's incredibly annoying. So I haven't got any time for Jorge Masvidal whatsoever. But he did call out Chael Sonnen, and I don't know for whatever reason, but it was again just Jorge Masvidal trying to so hard to be tough. And I thought that Chael Sonnen's reaction would be interesting, but it was even better than that. And I have to say, Chael Sonnen really is the gift that keeps on giving. This guy is so damn hilarious when he wants to be, and I don't listen to him a lot of the time because so much of the time he talks absolute rubbish, and I'm sure it's just for shock value. But whenever there is a beef, he is so damn funny. I could not resist, and I almost choked on my dinner watching this video because it was so hilarious. And I want to play parts of the video because the way he embarrasses Jorge Masvidal and leaves him with egg on his face is just brilliant.
I gave it a look. I'm not sure if George Masvidal has challenged me. I kept being told that. I kept being told in these, hey, George Masvidal challenged you. But I didn't know if I was challenged or if I was threatened. If I was a competitive fighter, I would understand I have been challenged by a guy much littler than I, but I have been challenged nonetheless.
So Chael Sonnen is saying there, look, I'm old, I don't know whether to take this seriously or not, and it again just makes Jorge Masvidal look silly. And then you've got this bit, which of course is classic Chael Sonnen.
But because I'm not a competitive fighter, I felt that I was threatened. Either way, policy will still be applied. I will not let him get close.
I mean, what more needs to be said? He knows what to say, when to say it.
I cannot trust George Masvidal.
Ooh, he put his finger on his glasses. Oh, now we're getting serious.
George Masvidal will be in Miami next week, where I will be. George Masvidal will be at a fight next week, where I will be. I mean, it sounds to me like we're starting to bring pieces together.
So he's just clowned Masvidal's threat by saying, look, we're going to be in the same arena, no problem. And here he finds a way to make fun of the fact that he's going to be covering the fight, and Jorge Masvidal, we know he's going to have good seats himself, but he's, again, Chael Sonnen just knows exactly how to push the right buttons.
Now, he will have to wave to me. I will have to send up an usher to bring him a few levels down so we can get a little bit closer to the action where I'll be seated, but we can have that chat. I will be the person in the nice trim suit with the somewhat dimmed glasses and a crowd of people onlooking. I assume he will be the thug with a hood up that I need to have my eye out for.
And now he attacks Jorge Masvidal's street credit, which is, again, a great way to prod at somebody who is from the streets.
George Masvidal tried to come at me and call me a fake gangster. I have more felonies than he does, which is jailhouse talk. I wouldn't expect any of you to be impressed by that, but it means he sleeps on the bottom bunk, and he will know what that means.
And here he talks about Jorge Masvidal taking a photo outside of Nate Diaz's academy in Stockton, California.
So George Masvidal, in the process of threatening me, decides he's going to post a picture of himself outside Nate Diaz's jiu-jitsu studio.
Then he goes into a long explanation of the fact that Jorge Masvidal turned up with multiple people. So I'm just going to cut to the point where he uses that as a way to criticize Jorge Masvidal for being a quote-unquote tough guy.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. And I gathered 1,000 words from the picture of Masvidal standing outside Nate Diaz's jiu-jitsu academy. First off, he wasn't holding the phone. If I had done that and I needed some kind of documented proof, I would have to hold the phone because I would be by myself. I'm not insane. I would not show up to somebody's gym in their hometown looking for trouble with numbers. I would not have done that because I am not a coward. I would have been there by myself, and if I wanted to document it, I would have taken my phone, but there was somebody else holding the camera. That's interesting.
And if that weren't enough, Chael Sonnen even finds a way to point out that Jorge Masvidal took a specific camera. And again, if this was anybody else, we'd be saying, oh, cut the act, come on. But it's Chael Sonnen. He's so damn good at this.
How many other people were there with the camera? Was it a basic camera? Was it an iPhone? It didn't seem like an iPhone. As a guy that happens to know pixels, it actually looked like something called an Arri Alexa, which I believe is operated by a minimum of 2 people. I think Masvidal showed up not by himself, not even just 1 deep. I think he showed up at a minimum 3 deep. That's weird. By the way, what was he doing in Stockton?
And that's the last clip I'll show. You guys can watch his video, and I'm sure it's going to get hundreds of thousands of views. It was a great comeback from Chael Sonnen, and yeah, great contrast of a guy who went out, who played a character and managed to make it work for him as best he could, and one who has done the complete opposite on Jorge Masvidal. So let me know what you guys think of Chael Sonnen's response, Jorge Masvidal's ridiculous call out, and how badly do you think Chael Sonnen has bodied Jorge Masvidal with this response? Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more.